nice, Dan.
It's a little fumble here, and they'll get back for 2.
Only one more run was added before the close of play at 7 o'clock. 108 for 5 England. Mark Ramprakash unbeaten with 12. Dean Headley unbeaten with a single. Nobody really got going, though plenty of England players fought hard today. 2 wickets for Chris Cairns, 2 for Dion Nash. They bowled excellently, and a wicket there for Daniel Vittori, who was very tidy. He really is an improving bowler. After play, Simon Hughes...
But Jim Laker was the best I ever saw.
Wazzy Makram was the last man out. Quite a 1 for 14. We're going to pick up play. 2 runs have been added to the overnight score. It's Daniel Vittori bowling to Mark Ramprakash. Commentators Ian Smith and Richie Bennett.
Oh! Good ball, Danny boy.
Well, there's a shot that gives the bowlers and the fielders a little bit of hope. First up, he's tried to lap this against the spin from outside off stump.
I think we might see on the replay that was just about a square cut of the front foot. Not quite, but it certainly wasn't your authentic rocking onto the back foot job.
Slow ball, beautifully bowled. Seems to get it on target almost every time these days, Chris Cairns. The thing to look for here is the way it leaves the hand. It's not the seam-up delivery, rolls his fingers across it. It's an off-spinner, basically, but it's one that dips very quickly.
Yeah, then these last 2 balls will be exercising Fleming's mind. That's a low job. Headley doesn't mind the thought of facing Vittori. It's rather a delicate little sweep. No third man. Fast outfield today. And we've got about 3 parts of the way to the boundary yesterday after the overnight rain on Wednesday night.
It's not a bad appeal. It's maybe drifting down leg side. It was so full, it won't have had that much further to travel. Oh, I say, that's mighty close. That ball held its line.
Mark Ramprakash is now facing Daniel Vittori from the Stretford Road end, where last night he bowled an excellent spell of 10 overs, and already this morning switching back from the Warwick Road end, he's got the ball to turn a great deal more.
Very fine cricket from Mark Ramprakash. A, the running between the wickets, which was very certain, always on for 2, and he knew it. But B, the control of the stroke. Harris has got a wicket. It looked just so soft. Nobody on the ground could really believe it. There's silence around Old Trafford. There isn't silence out in the middle. That is just the job. It means that a new batsman will be in when the new ball becomes available.
Well, that's just what the silly point's there for. Dean Headley, well, he's played pretty straight. England 133 for 6, and Dean Headley goes for 18.
Chris Reed is taking guard for England. There's a nice bit of bowling from Harris that got rid of Dean Headley. There was some extra bounce. too many test wickets to his name. Chris Harris. Oh, bowled him. He's got 2 in an over now. That has put a different complexion on the morning.
Well, in the last ball of the over, Chris Harris has done it again, the double strike. Caught the inside edge and straight onto the stumps. Chris Reed goes for naught, and England now deep in trouble at 133 for 7.
Andrew Caddick makes his way to the crease. See what our analyst Simon Hughes has made of it all.
I'm just having a little look here at the 2 different deliveries of Chris Harris that have taken the 2 wickets. The one on the left is his leg roller, and the one on his right is the quicker ball. And the leg roller just comes out of the side of the hand and is much slower than the one on the right, which is his quicker ball, which did for Chris Reed. And you'll see the one on the left just spinning out of Chris Harris's hands. And the one on the right, much quicker, goes straight through Chris Reed's defences, wasn't expecting it at all, and clean bowled him.
Catch it! Oh!
Acrobatic work, Matthew Bell at short leg. Don't think there was a touch on the bat.
Daniel Vettori is improving day by day. It's a good try in the end.
He's played a couple of very useful little paddle sweep shots, and they've been productive for him. So far, using his feet hasn't proved productive. But it has now. 1 bounce 4. Ramprakash goes high and mighty over long off. And it's gone all the way for 6. Andy Caddick full of confidence with the bat at the moment. And he's got the quicker ball away as well. This is going all the way down to the 3rd man boundary. And that's the 150 up for England. Chris Cairns has taken the new ball. 2 slips and a gully in place. Caddick's got him away. Great bit of fielding. This could be close. And they've gone for the 3rd umpire. Roger Too's palmed it back to Chris Harris. He lost his sunglasses in the process. A beautiful throw through on the turn of Perori. Caddick was always struggling. And there you can see he's short by a foot. Great work by the New Zealand fielders. Andy Caddick's on his way. England 152 for 8. Peter Such, new batsman for England. That's a great shot. Cairns has gone for the bouncer, and Ramprakash has given it what it deserved.
He was definitely expecting it. In 2 balls to go, and he was expecting the bouncer.
1 ball to go. Be looking for a single now. Or a boundary. Great shot through extra cover. 8 runs off the last 2 balls. That very good slower ball again. Beautifully bowled. There it goes out of the top of the fingers and under the bat. How did it miss is the question. Oh, good throw, and it must have been gone.
Just needed to steady himself a little bit more, Cairns, and he's thrown it way off target. Look where Perori's had to go. Such was miles out.
Well, It was one of those, it's landed in the middle of three players.
Well, it was a perfect chip between three players. You always leave it for the man coming in. He had a long way to go. He was always in trouble. He was always going to end up just a little bit short. The bowler would have had to be running backwards, coming over his shoulder. That would have been difficult as well.
That was just a moment or so before lunch. 3 runs were added to take us to 169 for 8. Ramprakash unbeaten with 42. He was fighting very hard and just began to blossom with 1 or 2 fine attacking strokes. And Peter Such was doing a tremendous job. No score, but hanging on in there in support of his batting partner. We're taking a very 9 for 8. We're going to pick up play immediately after lunch. It's Chris Cairns bowling to Mark Ramprakash, and it's Dermot Reeve in the commentary box with Richie Bennett.
Play.
Looking for 2. Need to be quick. Peter Such is the danger man. But he's going to do it. Not by much. Just a yard or so. Take 2 now. .50 for Mark Ramprakash. That's a good knock. Came in yesterday afternoon when things may not have been completely dire, but they were pushing up towards it. And he's been given excellent support there from Peter Such, who's not yet off the mark, but has hung in there for exactly an hour.
Well, this was very close. A very good bouncer. This is a slow wicket. And it struck Ramprakash on the helmet. It went straight up, came down, just missed leg stump.
Oh. Kept low.
Skidded through low, and with my eyes that's flattening middle and leg.
That's an absolute beauty. Not all that quick. He slowed it down by cutting his fingers over the top of the ball, and it's turned out to be a big leg cutter. Only 80 miles an hour, but that'd be the reason it was a bit slower.
Catch it.
Well, he's walked. Must have been inside edge. Looked like a full toss.
Put onto the inside edge. Matthew Bell, the delighted catcher. Peter Such is getting as big a cheer as anyone's got today. Plenty of smiles. In the end, he's actually gone for naught. But it's been a very good partnership with Mark Ramprakash. England 183 for 9.
The new batsman is Phil Tufnell, and that is a tremendous ovation. He's already something of a cult hero in English cricket. That's an example of timing the ball.
It's a good piece of fielding in the end too.
He's hit that terrifically hard. Cracking stroke.
Yes, he's got his eye in now, Ramprakash. That really was a wonderful shot.
Brilliant batting. Such conviction in the stroke.
And it's amazing with situations like this, it brings out the best in some players. It really makes them go after the bowling.
Total of 46 has been put on since Such came to the crease.
And not one of those runs has been scored by the other batsmen. They've all been scored by Ramprakash, other than 4 extras.
Couldn't be better if you're an England supporter, as the crowd are telling us. And now 199 for 9. It also brings Wazim Akram and Ian Smith to the commentary box.
And it brings the end of Philip Tufnell. Just like that. Little outside edge, low to second slip, and Astle this time around hangs on to it.
It was just like that as well, almost predicted by Ian Smith. He said, when I come into my commentary seat, I'll get this wicket, and sure enough, Tufnell went. Ramprakash finished unbeaten with 69. That was a splendid effort. It was a sticky and difficult start for him, but he played quite beautifully at the end of the innings. And a great effort, I thought, from Peter Such. He hung around for that naught. It may sound ridiculous, but goodness, he did well. And would you believe it, he got a standing ovation from the crowd at Old Trafford, at least a percentage of them, who were delighted to see such guts down the order. And well done, Phil Tufnell, too. That was valuable. The New Zealanders, 2 for Cairns, 3 for Nash, 2 wickets for Daniel Vettori. A valuable effort from him, 25 overs, 7 maidens, 2 for 35, and 8 overs, 4 maidens, 2 for 16 from Chris Harris. So congratulations to Stephen Fleming for picking him in the team. In the show. What we're going to do now is join New Zealand at the start of their innings. There's no score on the board as yet. It's the second over. Dean Headley is bowling to Matthew Bell. It's Ian Smith and Wazim Akram in the commentary box.
As a fast bowler point of view concerned, bowling bounces on this wicket is very crucial, because for batsmen it's very difficult to leave a ball. He had to play and he doesn't know exact which length is going to come up to.
Oh, this technique baffles me. It'll thrill the bowler. Makes them look fearsome when you start taking them on the body in the first over, particularly if it's going to hurt. Well, that is the line. Beaten neck and crop.
Look at this pitch, right middle. He had to play that.
Edge, and goodness me, Graham Thorpe has put it down. Magnificent piece of bowling goes unrewarded.
Awkward bounce, and it was definitely an awkward height. He didn't know what to do there.
Take that. Not perfectly timed, but well enough. First boundary of the New Zealand innings.
Very good stroke. Not too worried too much about the feet, just gave it a good swing of the bat and timed it even better than the 4 he hit a moment or so ago. Oh, well, he's got away with it again. That is a terrific bit of bowling from Dean Headley. Horn is riding his fortune.
Well, Matthew Horn got a brilliant ball from Andrew Caddick the last over, and now Dean Headley's got one to rear off a length.
Well fielded. Very well done. There's great improvement in Peter Such's fielding, and it's come through sheer hard work. Good chase from England's captain, Mark Butcher. Very clever batting. Just flicked his wrist through the line of the ball. Got away with it, and it'll earn him 4. Well, you need a bit of luck as an opening batsman, and New Zealand are certainly having a bit of luck. Drop chance, one wide of slip, one over second slip. There's a huge gap between a squarish extra cover and an orthodox mid-off. Tufnell is tossing the ball up high outside off stump with 4 fielders on the leg side.
Short again. This will be a challenge for Peter Such, one he cannot match.
They've got to be a little bit patient here. Just think it out, England. And I think that's what Mark Butcher is saying to Andy Carrick now. We've got all the fielders on the offside. You just cannot afford to spray down the leg side. If you're going to bowl there, we've got to bowl to a different plan.
139, bow of 5. New Zealand 46 without loss. They're in pursuit of 199, England's first innings effort. There's a big shout from Andy Caddick, and behind the wicket, the shout from Caddick was very late, and I think we'll see why.
Going down. Very good shout and a very good length to bowl, but I think it was just slanting down the leg side. Gets nice and close, Andy Caddick. And have a look. Oh, that's moved off the seam. I think it would have gone down the leg side.
Bowled in. Beautiful piece of bowling. No doubt about where that one was going. Completely deceived. Caddick has struck for England again.
Well, we talked about bowling full up, and now he's got the dividends by bowling full up. I'm lucky to have him dropped a little early on, but this is a very good Yorker, speared right in. It's just hit the pads on the way through, deflected onto the middle stump, but he defeated his batsman, Andy Caddick.
Credit to Andrew Caddick for that super Yorker, and great credit to Matthew Horn for playing his strokes and giving New Zealand that flying start. They really do look full of confidence. 46 for 1 at that stage. New Zealand still low, 153 runs behind England. We're taking another reaction. 3 runs have been added, 49 for 1 now, New Zealand. It's Phil Tufnell to Stephen Fleming, the skipper of New Zealand, and Barry Richards and Ian Smith, the commentator.
Gets away from Reid. David Shepherd will confirm if there's some form of contact for us. Leg buys, and New Zealand have 50 on the board. Here goes the aerial route. Good shot in front of square. Big points victory there for the batting side. Once again, Caddick has a big shout. Take a look at this one again. Russell Tiffin took a good long look at it, I've got to say.
Well, he's given that as runs. I can't believe that. This is very close to being LBW, and you'd be most disappointed if that's not given out.
Fabulous shot. Unquestionably the shot of the match for me. Ramprakash played some good ones earlier today, but a back foot drive straight down the ground on this pitch is dreamy stuff. Well, it might not have done enough, and David Shepherd had to give it a long look.
Just pitched outside. Good shout.
Now then, has it forced the error? Not quite, but good cricket. Well, it doesn't matter what level of the game you play, you'll find that most batsmen will smack those for 4.
It was a good effort to get there, but he simply couldn't cling on to it. Andy Caddick has bowled quite a few overs for England, 11, split only by the tea interval. There's another one of those shots straight down the ground. Beautifully played.
Well, this is another great shot. Peter Such over pitching. Stephen Fleming, he's been in very positive mode out there. Well, there was a bit of a shout here. One of the close catchers was interested. Stephen Fleming looks to have just got a tickle on that.
We can show you that catch which I think is off the face of the bat, just there. And it certainly looks as though there was ball on wood. Matthew Bell is on 23. It's a 50 partnership between these two. That's a beauty.
England actually brought up the 100 in their innings in 50 overs. And the New Zealanders have bettered that by 20 overs.
Not quite an action replay, but as close as you can get.
Well, the first off drive kept Phil Tufnell interested for a second. He had to turn and chase it. This time he's left it to mid-on to chase the ball. He never moved. Lovely straight bat by Stephen Fleming.
Well, Headley was convinced that that got through and hit him on the foot.
Once again, to show what a great decision this is. Striking the foot outside the line of off stump.
Big shout here, pressure on Russell Tiffin, he's given it. The New Zealand captain pushing forward. He doesn't like it, but he's got to go.
On this occasion, umpire Russell Tiffin has adjudged that Stephen Fleming, the New Zealand captain, is well in front of his wickets. Well bowled Peter Such. New Zealand now 110 for 2.
Nathan Astle is the new player for New Zealand. Well, once again, pressure goes on. That was a very, very strange shot from Astle. What we will see here is that it was not orthodox shot, but it did strike him outside the line of off stump. Manages to hit a half volley down the ground for 4. Short, and that's gone through point. May be the last over. Nathan Astle will not hold back. Beautifully bowled.
Well bowled, Jack. Great work, buddy.
Well, that'll plant a seed for tomorrow. For Astle, for Tufnell, for Reid, for all of us.
When Phil Tufnell, in 5 or so minutes, is sat back comfortably in his chair in the dressing room, he'll be pleased with that. That'll give him some heart for tomorrow.
Beautifully bowled. The one that didn't turn, just gone on with the arm.
Matthew Bell's been seeing the ball coming into him. On this occasion, Peter Such has just held it up and gone on with the arm.
Yes, a bit of help for the spinners at the end of the day. 128 for 2 it finished, with Matthew Bell unbeaten with 31. That was a good fighting effort from a gutsy young player. And Nathan Astle, as ever, chancing his arm, but he's unbeaten with 10. He's highly entertaining. Horn did very well for that 39. And Stephen Fleming, prime stuff before he got that LBW decision. A wicket for Andrew Caddick, one for Peter Such as well. He was tidy, 10 overs, 4 maidens, 1 for 16 from him. None as yet for either Dean Headley or Phil Tufnell. That is the state of the game overnight. New Zealand 71 runs behind England, and the thing is very nicely said if England can get some breakthroughs in the morning. New Zealand, though, are presently playing pretty good and confident cricket. Well, Mark, 5 minutes this morning. The pitch still looked okay, actually. None of those